Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be looking at my personal review of the Orion Laser Rifle. It's a very nice futuristic looking weapon. It's got a dual beam muzzle on it which fires hot laser pulses. It's a lot of fun. I've had a variant of this for a little while which has been fully modified up, and it does a lot of damage. This is a pure energy weapon. There's no dual damage on this, unlike the plasma beams. It uses the 3 kV laser ammunition, which is stupidly common. You're going to find it everywhere. 40 round magazine, 77% accurate, range of 50-ish. It can work well in just about any situation. It can do quite well at long range, so not a huge issue there. Relatively slow rate of fire, but it does a significant amount of damage, even I'm hoping in its base form, so that shouldn't really be that much of an issue. You can get these to drop from the Ecliptic Agents, the Ecliptic Commandants, the Ecliptic Specialists, Spacer Punks, Spacer Scum, and the Spacer Troublemakers. If you want to buy these, again I would recommend waiting for the blue, purple or legendary versions, but if you want to just look at the base version and just make your own. The Best Defense, Centurion Arsenal, Neon Tactical, Roland Arms, UC Distribution Center, the UC Exchange and the UC Surplus should have these in stock for you. There's quite a long list of additions to this. A scope would really be a good thing. It comes with a standard one which we'll look at when we start, but you can get a recon scope for it which really does turn it into almost a laser sniper rifle. Once you start adding in the things like the ignition beams or the focus lenses, the amplifier is a very good mod that will help you out. All these little things will turn a standard laser weapon into something that really does hit like a truck. It's well worth it if you want to play around with lasers rather than your standard ballistics. So let's give it a go and see what we can do. 40 round magazine. It's got a standard scope. Let's see if I can find someone to shoot at and see whether it illuminates for us. No, but we do have decent range, and it does pretty decent damage. That's a machine, and he's down after just 12 shots. It's a bit of a long reload time to it, so do try and keep an eye on your ammo counter. Just outside my range. That's aiming down the sights. Let's try hip firing. And yeah, even with hip firing, the recoil isn't that bad. It does tend to miss, as you can see, but you can do significant damage. Certainly enough to warrant not needing to aim down the scope all the time, but obviously if you aim down the scope, especially using even this built-in scope, you'll be able to start claiming headshots, which he says as he misses, which will help with dealing out more damage. Come on, stop hiding. Fine, I'll come to you. Yes, there we go. First broad side of a barn comes to mind. There, down. Yeah, I've no real complaints with this weapon. I quite like it. It's good fun to use. Lasers can be a bit tricky to get used to, especially when you consider you can see that the beams don't really go in the same position every time, so you do score misses a lot, which will reduce the amount of damage that you're tending to do, but it's it's not really that much of an issue with this weapon. It does enough damage that you can make up for it. Angry. Yeah, headshots will always do more damage, but they were close to, or in some cases over my level, and they were dispatched with relative ease. So that is the Orion Laser Rifle. When you compare it to some of its other weapons in its class, it's a good weapon. You'll find a few lying around. It's well worth taking a look at. It's stable, it's easy to use. Like I said, the reload can be a bit of an issue, especially if you're in a heavy firefight with very little cover. You can get stumbled quite a bit when you're trying to reload this thing, so try to keep an eye on your ammo counter when you're firing away. I mean, thankfully most weapons have the ammo counter where you can see it, except when you start zooming in you're going to be reliant on that bottom right hand corner. So just try and keep an eye on that so that you don't walk into a heavy situation where you've only got a couple of rounds and you're going to have to stop and try and reload, because it increases the risk of you getting stumbled, which will stop you from reloading, and you get the repeating cycle. But other than that, it's a great weapon. It's lots of fun to use. It does significant damage. It's never going to be one of the highest rated weapons in its tier when you compare it to things like the Revenant, which is just out of this world. But for a standard weapon, and this is just the bog standard version, there's no modifications on it, there's no uniqueness about it, there's no extra traits. It's a good weapon, it's a good start. It allows you to mess around with the laser weapons and see if it's for you. If it's for you, then obviously modify it, make it your own. There are plenty of options around, and it can be quite a devastating weapon. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. I'd appreciate a thumbs up if you did like it. If you didn't, well, still thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.